Did you know that 1 in every 8? The rice fields of Asia to the vast, advanced far beyond what we once imagined. Humanity to constantly innovate. Field. Artificial intelligence is transforming. Where billions of tons of crops must. Forces of nature. In today's video, globe are using the world's most. Science, technology, and farming. Food production. For decades, onion harvesting by hand. October demanded hundreds of workers to out of the field. The arrival of the first rear-mounted, simple digging blade and a vibrating. The soil, remove excess dirt and lay. Netherlands, China, and India, where many. However, the major limitation was that manual collection. Harvesters with high elevators was clean the onions more effectively, but trailers or trucks driving alongside. Amounts of labor and time, and such. Western Europe, the United States, and tens or even hundreds of hectares. At an even larger scale, multifunctional. Dulf and Simon pushed efficiency. These machines added advanced leaf, delivering cleaner onions straight from post-H harvest handling. Self-propelled onion harvester. Tractor, these giants feature navigation and precision sensors. Or Grimm SE series can process 50 to 70. Labor of hundreds of workers. Each year the world produces over 100, consuming more than 20% of global. Altogether, the onion industry generates demonstration of its immense economic harvesting in sustaining this demand. Gone are the familiar images of farmers, the autonomous sprayers that are agriculture. Across vast green fields, the John Deere massive spray booms, gliding with equipped with advanced cameras, sensors, detect individual weeds among thousands, require treatment and reducing the use. Its vision system is so advanced that it, while operating at speeds of up to 15 across massive fields, beyond cutting costs and protecting the farming into a high-tech industry where labor, delivering a level of efficiency, cultivation. So, are you ready to invest $500 to machine? Seen from above, the rice field in Canvas where the machine quietly draws. Watery surface. The modern Yanmar rice transplant. Manual planting by automatically. Field, completely replacing traditional. So much time and effort. What makes this machine remarkable is navigation system allowing operation. Planted in flawless alignment, evenly, minimizing both gaps and overlaps. In practice, a single Yanmar rice per hour, up to 8 to 10 times faster. During operation, the farmer only needs the back, while all movement automated. The synergy of precise engineering and saves time and reduces labor costs, but quality marking a new milestone in the after 4 to 5 months of waiting for. Usually rely on small Kubota combine. Light, agile, and perfectly suited to of traditional Asian farming. But in the United States and Europe, the level Deer, Kin, New Holland, and class. Dozens of meters. Their mechanism works like a massive stalks. The threshing drum separates the away husks and straw, and the kernels. Trailer moving alongside. Spread evenly back onto the field. This extraordinary efficiency, 40 to 50 hectares in just a few days, is what has true agricultural superpower, far beyond hundreds of giant white snakes stretched. Grain daggers, modern machines that century farming are poured into the hopper, where a pushes them deep into massive. These bags can stretch 60 to 75 meters long, equivalent of a full-size silo, right? Together, these 3 crops account for globally each year in grain baggers such vast quantities, no longer forced into a post-harvest. Argentina now turned their fields into symbol of modern agricultural. If this machine had existed 70 years, to spend months digging drainage ditches. Today, in fields with heavy clay soils, drainage can easily wipe out entire. To solve this, subsurface drainage. At their core is a massive plow blade, cutting 0.8 to 1.5 meter deep into the. As the machine advances, it perforated PVC or PE pipes underground. Behind the machine, a large coil of pipe is then immediately backfilled, creating Across the field. Heavy rains while maintaining balanced. Applause. High up in the rolling hills of Europe. Grass cutting with heavy machinery. Mowers have become the perfect solution. With two cylindrical drums fitted with spins at high speed to neatly slice behind evenly cut swaths. In just 1 hour of operation, a single of grass, a performance far beyond that. When started, the rotating drums, the cutting blades, creating a forward move on its own without being pushed by. Weighing only about 100 kilograms, it's make it easy to work even on steep mobility and impressive efficiency. This workhorse for dairy, beef, and sheep. If you think the machine before your press, you are mistaken. The peat harvester is a specialized collect peat, a vital resource used in and soil improvement. Deep into the peat layer, while it into uniform cylindrical blocks. These blocks are then laid out in long under the sun before being collected, and with its sturdy build and oversized soft, waterlogged ground without worrying a mud bath. Processing tens of tons of peat each. Neatly formed blocks stretching across. Across vast hazelnut orchards, the August to early October with Turkey. 800,000 tons per year, followed by Italy. Harvesting each tiny hazelnut by hand. Labor intensive, which is why modern become the ideal solution. With rotating sweep discs that, among dry leaves and grass, system transfers everything into the and soil are separated out, leaving only. Each day, a single machine can harvest the large rear container, ready to be music. From June to August each year across the cucumbers destined for pickles are unlike onion harvesters that dig bulbs, designed specifically to separate the cucumber intact. The machine gently lifts the vines and leaves and passes them through a debris. Thousands of fresh green cucumbers are before being offloaded into trailers. In just 1 hour, a single harvester can, replacing the work of hundreds of manual. Today, although China is by far the accounting for more than 70 million tons. With its advanced harvesting technology, specifically for pickles, make their way to processing plants, on dinner tables under brands such as standing out as one of the most iconic, the opening character in our harvest. Across the United States, with Illinois, vast golden fields come into season for the excitement of Halloween. Fresh pumpkin harvesters use sharp, mechanical arms lift the massive onto conveyor belts. Rotating rollers and brushes are neatly deposited into storage bins. With a continuous rhythm, thousands of hours. Unlike fresh pumpkin harvesters, pumpkin design. These machines crush and separate sorting out the seeds through screening, discharged back onto the soil as organic. By combining these two technologies, enormous demand for fresh pumpkins also maximize economic value from than 680,000 metric tons. Farewell to the diligent farmers across journey to Wisconsin and Massachusetts. Their rewards, glistening like crimson. Music. Harvested using a unique method known as farmers flood the bogs with water, then reels or egg beaters to stir the vines. Thanks to tiny air pockets inside. Spectacular sight, thousands of bright carpet across the water's surface. Modern harvesting machine that drives. Front, steel tines sweep the floating. Conveyors lift them up, drain the water. Bins along the bog's edge. This method accelerates collection, corralling, and minimizes damage, making in the US and Canada plains, the site of flooded bogs, an enduring symbol of North America, a natural abundance and cultural identity. Another approach that is becoming harvester, which demands an investment, but delivers far greater efficiency. Floating berries toward the intake. Drain away the excess water and deposit along the bog's edge. Cranberries can require millions of elf. Farmer-owned cooperative in the United. Water is reused throughout the season. Nation's production. Brussels sprouts grow in tall, sturdy height with dozens of compact green buds. Their harvest, a task that requires both. From September to March each year, the Agricultural heart of Belgium, enter. Farmers rely on specialized machines, harvesters and self-propelled brustles. Inside, 6 rapidly rotating blades spin, each compact sprout and pushing the. Every 6 seconds, one plant is fully. The Brussels sprouts are then cleaned by collection hopper. Highly efficient mechanization, Belgian. Pounds of Brussels sprouts each year. Netherlands, Germany, and the United. Nearly 90% of the products we use every. Sweetness begins in the sun-drenched. Farmers harvest around 650 million tons. During the 2025 season, Brazilian and processed sugar cane before it is sent. Before the 2000s, both American and cane fields before harvest, especially. Then half of Brazil's output. It might sound unusual, but the purpose. Tops. This left the stalks cleaner. Leaves, organic matter, and insects, and efficient. However, because of the emissions it generated, Brazil has completely eliminate pre-H harvest. Green cane harvesting. Florida, burning sugar cane before. There, how would you explain the reason? Against this backdrop, harvesting fresh machinery is increasingly being promoted. Forward. Specialized harvesters cut the cane, stripping leaves and tops right in the. The stalks are lifted onto trucks by to the mills on the same day. If the cane drops rapidly, making it prone. Market value. Strive to deliver the cane to the mills. Quality. Across Europe, Russia, and the northern. Stretch endlessly with the harvest. November. Self-propelled machines designed with at the front, lifting wheels or digging, raising the beets from the ground. Immediately afterward, fast spinning, are left in the field as a natural. The beets, once cleaned and neatly, passing through a series of rollers and soil and stones, holding tank on the machine. Nearly 80% of the world's sugar supply. With the European Union, Russia, the leading producers. China dominates the global plum. Tons annually, over half of the world's. Each year, farmers race against time to harvesting plums requires a delicate. In small orchards, workers pick by hand branches to preserve the thin skin, and the harvested plums are then collected. Sorting stations. California, Mechanical shakers are or main branches, delivering powerful onto catching frames or padded nets. The fruit is then sorted, graded, and freshness dried into prunes, processed into jams. Altogether, the global plum and prune more than $10 billion, giving this far beyond the orchard. Music. Than 190 million tons of tomatoes in the 170 countries, making it one of the most. Harvesting methods vary depending on tomatoes. Farmers must harvest quickly, June to October, twisting it off the vine and placing it skin. Harvested with mechanical tomato machines cut entire plants at the base. That strips away vines and leaves. Advanced optical sorters then separate ones, discarding the latter. Conveyor belts into large holding bins. Processing plants. Thanks to this technology, a single tomatoes per hour, replacing the labor. And the United States dominate global valley alone, producing millions of tons. Sauces, ketchup, and canned products. And worldwide, almost 19 times the value of Let us journey to the tropical coasts. Crops thrives, the coconut. Harvesting coconuts is a task that, in many traditional plantations across Philippines and India, farmers climb high using only ropes or simple with the swift swing of a machete, the ground. Modern methods have introduced long standing safely on the ground, farmers bringing the coconuts down one by one. Specially trained monkeys are still. They climb quickly, twist the coconuts per day. The global coconut industry valued at role not only in tropical economies but cosmetics and health products. Harvesting sweet corn requires precise remain underdeveloped if left too long, diminishing their flavor. To August in the United States and from then 45 million tons of sweet corn. Time which glide smoothly down the rows using blades or rotating discs to slice. Feed the entire plant into the machine. They strip away the outer leaves, them onto conveyor belts that carry them. Waiting trucks. The most advanced sweet corn harvesters Deer with models such as the 7700. Up to 20 tons of corn per hour, matching. Working non-stop. Yet despite these advances still provide a level of quality that hand harvesting, though far less mechanized methods, preserves each year, ensuring they arrive at once the golden fields have been cleared. Journey shifts away from the sunlit. Sweet corn is transformed into the music. Not properly processed, it may sound. Cassava contains cyanogenic glycoids. Cyanide, HN, deadly toxin that can. Despite its inherent risks, cassava is domesticated and spread across the globe. Through colonial empires, where the foundation for a multi-billion. And from there, throughout history. Role of a silent hero, saving millions. And even during the Vietnam War. That's why in Africa, cassava is seen as to overcome hardship, compared to potato. Contains a higher starch content of strong thickening power, high clarity. Ideal for both the food and industrial. Music. Cassava begins with Mother Earth, where and time, beginning a new life cycle for music. Its first rains after the dry season. A new cassava growing cycle. From seeds or seedlings, cassava has stem cutings from the previous harvest. Selected after harvest to serve as quality of the stem cutings directly. Performance and yield of the next. The selected stems are then trimmed into 5 to 7 healthy buds to maximize. Before planting, these cutings are often prevent root rot and pest damage. Another important factor is soil. To a depth of 30 to 40 centimeters using conditions for root development and a common planting distance of 80 x 100 centimeters. Tuber clusters to grow while also harvesting machinery. Today, in many specialized farming, mechanized, farmers use specialized, create furrows, place cutings, cover in a single pass, hectares per day, significantly reducing. After planting, a light watering may be 10 days, the cutings will take root and transformation into full-grown plants. An interesting fact is that the long, sometimes mistaken for cannabis, both rural and urban areas. With proper cultivation techniques, to 3 meters with vigorous root development. The 8 to 10 month growing cycle. Bountiful harvest, completing a journey. At large-scale cassava farms, modern operations on wide, flat fields line. Specialized harvesters move steadily. Blades swiftly clear the mature stalks. Blade sinks into the soil gently, pulling out clusters of cassava tubers. Cassava plants vanish, leaving behind surface. Workers then step in to collect them into large baskets or sacks. The sacks are hoisted onto weighting. Entire process is smooth and efficient. Hours of manual labor, dramatically, especially during peak seasons. In smaller farms or areas with slope planting patterns, cassava is still intensive. This traditional method can correctly in loose, well-aerated soil, farmers can, without the need for hose or crowbars, separate the root clusters from the sacks. Requires strength, patience, and sun or in hardened soil. Stalks, then use a digging tool to lever. Once lifted, the roots are shaken clean into containers for transport. And when the trucks are finally filled, fields, marking the end of a fruitful new journey, as these soil-covered white starch, ready to serve the food. Music. As soon as the trucks arrive at the receiving area and temporarily, depending on the scale and capacity of several thousand tons of fresh cassava. At this stage, a preliminary inspection or heavily contaminated roots before. At this stage, the raw cassava roots are, depending on their intended end use, 1. Root where the cassava is thinly sliced. Facilitate faster and more uniform. It is widely used in the animal feed and also serves as a key input for production of bioethanol, vinegar, bio-based products. Further processing into refined cassava. Automated conveyor system continuously. Cleaning section, marking the beginning. Processing line. From the receiving conveyor, the cassava system, typically a horizontal drum. This machine operates by rotating while high-pressure water jets work together. Thin outer skin from the surface of the. As the drum spins, the cassava roots and against each other, causing dirt and use of chemicals. In industrial processing, cassava roots. Traditional methods. Instead, they are cleaned to remove dirt and the outer retention. As a result, a certain amount linamarin may still remain in the varieties, and to eliminate this natural, the critical processing steps that, after washing, the cassava is passed. Here, diseased roots that machinery might not, is then either cut into smaller pieces. Requirements of the next step: grinding. At this stage, the cassava is fed into blade grinder where it is crushed into a. This mixture consists of starch, not yet been separated. This is a crucial step that breaks down, allowing for the maximum release of the pulp mixture after grinding. An undetached cassava fiber is vibrating screening system depending on. In a centrifugal sieve, the mixture is covered with a fine mesh screen. The outward toward the screen, allowing the mesh, while cassava fibers and discharged separately. It's collected and used as rough animal of starch and beneficial fiber making. You agree with these moves? The next step is dewatering. Various and level of automation of the factory. At medium and small scale facilities, a system, starch slurry is compressed plates, effectively removing most of the result is a semi-dry starch cake, 45%, which is soft, white, and moldable. For the subsequent drying process cycles, it is easy to maintain simple capacity production lines. In large-scale industrial factories, and full automation are required, to a rotary vacuum filter, this with vacuum suction to continuously. As the drum rotates through the starch, its surface and is gradually dried by. This is also a critical stage for found in cassava roots. After grinding, dissolve into the water through filtration and deetering the majority. The liquid waste, significantly reducing. Phase begins. During the dewatering process, a large stages such as root washing, grinding. Wastewater contains residual starch, which, if not properly treated, can cause sources. Implement multi-stage wastewater sedimentation, flow equalization, disinfection. Some modern facilities recover biogas from sludge, reducing energy to power the production line. Cassava starch industry to grow friendly manner. Meanwhile, the semi-dry starch is fed. Air rapidly evaporates. The remaining source for this drying system typically firewood or gas combined with automatic. Energy efficiency and consistent product. Music. Starch powder with the standard moisture. After drying, the starch exits the flash. Cooled immediately to preserve its. A forced air cooling system is used. Filtered air through the starch as it. Once cooled, the starch passes through a vibrating screen or a roller type, designed to gently but thoroughly break. During drying, this step ensures the starch has a fine granules or residual impurities, and packaging. It is transferred to an automatic. Depending on demand, the product is jumbo bags weighing up to 1 ton. Industrial processing. Refined pure white powder through human. Remarkable journey unfolds, producing industries and connects the world. Some premium products undergo additional pitting and stuffing with popular cheeses. Once stuffed, the dates are consistent appearance. We explore the remarkable uses of date. First step into the world of modern inspection. Each date is transferred, where sensors precisely determine the consistency across all finished. Next, the dates travel through chutes, bags, boxes, or plastic trays, depending. A heat sealing system works in perfect. Immediately seal each package, helping maintain freshness. Once the pits have been removed, the grinding area to produce date paste, used in pastries, nutrition bars, energy. All the fruit is fed into an industrial, ground into a soft, uniform paste. Music. Treatment to stabilize its structure. Life. After that, the paste is extruded. Consistent texture that's easy to finally, the date paste is packed into commercial bags depending on its music. There, once the flesh is extracted, it's for approximately 4 to 6 hours. Syrup that captures the very essence of the natural sugar content in date syrup and nutritious sweetener. Facilities. The story of dates is one of today, what began as a humble desert tradition and technological advancement